So most of our beneficiaries are rural. And most of these beneficiaries are, because in African setting, 80% most live in rural areas. So in Kenya, I remember there are very few urban beneficiaries, but we never really disentangle urban rural because the sample size for urban is very small to really make sense of anything. Eligible versus, that's a very fundamental question, yeah? So in the case of experimental design, that's what we do. There's a targeting criteria, what they call. When the program is designed, they would say, who are eligible to get the beneficiary? They need to have, orphan, vulnerable children in the household. They need to be very poor. Those are the criteria that you set out with the government. UNICEF sit down together. Who should receive the cash transfer program? Once you identify those criteria, then you go into the village and then you do a survey before you provide the cash transfer program. You collect the data and then you create like in some cases what we call approximates. You rank household according to those criteria, and then you identify, for instance, if 2,000 households are eligible for that program based on the criteria you set, and then in the case of an experimental design, you said, okay, 1,000 will receive a cash transfer program and 1,000 not, because you need a control, what we call a delayed entry. That's how it's a very, very scientific way of assigning a given group to a treated and a given group to a control.
How did you base the countries you chose? And just for clarification, when you talk about social cash principles, you are talking about government grants, I assume, right? So public grants? Okay, I just wanted clarification. And the countries you looked at, I know you're looking at agriculture, but is there a distinction between urban and rural population in the study, and how potentially government grants would affect things in that case?